Hello and welcome to the Halifax Real Estate Podcast. I am your host, Jason Paul, licensed realtor in Halifax since 2017 and team lead of the Infinity Real Estate Group at eXp Realty of Canada Inc. This podcast was created to help you understand a little more about the Halifax and Nova Scotian real estate markets. If you like what you hear, I would really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much and enjoy the show. If you're in real estate, I'm sure you've heard or read the headlines. AI is here and is coming for your job. Why would someone pay a realtor 5% of their sale price when they could just get AI to sell their house with them for free? That's actually happened, by the way. Today's guest is Daniel Foch, co-owner of Valerie Real Estate, a technology and AI-first real estate brokerage based out of Toronto. With a passion for technology dating back to MySpace, Daniel has been at the forefront of AI with Openclaw, an AI-based administrator designed to take care of all the work we as realtors hate doing ourselves. We sit down and discuss the impacts Openclaw and AI in general will have in the real estate industry over the next few years as we as realtors begin to integrate AI into our daily lives. Enjoy. All right. Hey, Daniel, thank you so much for taking the time. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. So just for the audience at home, you run your own brokerage out of Ontario, Valerie?
Yeah, I'm a co-owner of a real estate brokerage called Valerie.ca. So
Yep.
we're like an AI company. I'd say like we're more of a technology company than a brokerage,
Okay.
which I'm sure we're gonna get into on the
Y-
Openclaw stuff and whatever. But yeah, we started the brokerage as sort of like an incubator to build technology tools for realtors.
Okay.
And then now we've sort of expanded more to the SaaS angle of that, which is delivering those tools to people that aren't agents at our brokerage.
Right. Were you a realtor at one point? Are you still a realtor? Or
I am, yeah. Like I try like because we have like 70 agents now. I try like not to take on too much
Yeah.
stuff. Like I'd rather refer it to people,
Yep.
like to give it to agents at my brokerage. But it doesn't always work out that way, right? Like I find because I make so much content, a lot of people just want me to be their agent, and
Yep.
so I end up having have a lot of that as well.
Gift and the curse.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
How long have you been in real estate for?
Too long, man. 20, I guess like 12 years now I've been
Okay.
licensed. And then like 5 years prior to that, I worked as an admin at a Royal LePage brokerage.
Oh, so you've been in this a while now.
Yeah, like admin and deals office. I did that when I was in university, like it was part-time, but it was like 30 hours a week part-time. So it was like pretty much a full-time job.
Full-time job.
And then before that, I started like, I guess I could probably say it was like the first digital agency for realtors.
Okay.
So it was called Word of Mouse. And I basically I was really early with this stuff, right? So I saw social media and I was a MySpace kid, right? So
Oh, were you? Okay.
Reddit and 4chan and yeah.
Yeah.
So I just was like Facebook. Back then it was like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.
Yep.
And so I just was like, my parents were in the real estate business. So I just started calling realtors and I was like, yo, like, do you want, give me like $500. I'll make an account for you. Like I'll make like a business page,
Yeah.
a Facebook account. I don't even think business pages existed at the beginning. Cause I remember like we were making accounts where it was like the business name as like the profile name. So it was like Facebook, Twitter and YouTube were like the three main platforms back then.
Okay. So like 2006 to 2010. Somewhere in that run.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I don't even know. Yeah, early, man, like early. Like I remember I logged into like one of my Twitter accounts and it was like 14 years old or something. So, yeah, so I was like pretty early in that space. Sold that business to a IDX website company. I was doing websites as well, like on Wix.com and stuff. Sold that business, and then like went to university. So I've been in it like basically since I've been an adult, to be honest with you.
Right. When did you were a realtor? When did you create Valerie and think you needed to run your own shop?
So I didn't. It was created by my two like co-founders, Shamir and Unza, who are their brothers. They're better operators than me in the space, and like just more business guys. I'm like really just the real estate subject matter expertise, and they sort of brought me on originally like as a consultant to like help them train their bot and stuff like that. And yeah, and then basically I just really like was impressed with what they were doing and decided to join the founding team after that. So I would have been like maybe not the third, but like the fourth guy in on the cap table. And yeah. Yeah, so it wasn't really my decision, but I just saw like what they were doing, and I decided that was something that the industry really needed, and so I was eager to get involved with it in a more thoroughly.
When was when they created Valerie, was the AI theme of the brokerage their idea, or was it something that
Yeah.
they thought you could bring? Okay, so it was their idea.
Yeah, so they originally like started with like do you know what House Sigma is? You guys have that out
Yeah,
there, right? Like yeah,
yeah.
so they actually like built an AVM before House Sigma.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, and then they got like a bunch of media, and it kind of gave like the hug of death to the website. So like they
Yeah.
just weren't really sure of how to monetize it, so they kind of like shut it down for a bit. It was called Chat Val before that, like chat valuation, so similar to like Chat GPT, but like
Yep.
chat with a bot, get a home evaluation. And then it evolved into, okay, well, we need to have the infrastructure to actually process these deals, and became a brokerage and whatever, but it was always tech first.
Right. Right. And that clearly seems to be what you are, is tech first.
Yeah, I would say so, like as an individual for
Yep.
sure. And then like the brokerage as it stands. And like, I would say like, because I had the experience with like the digital agency and building websites and stuff like that. I had like some experience with like coding language. And then also like I built the data science platform for the Toronto Real Estate Board. It's called
Oh,
the Habistat. Yeah. So that's
okay.
like a technology that we built and sold to them, or licensed to them, I guess. So I have like some experience in the space, but not really like, I kind of lost it when like we started getting into more like complex coding languages. I was really just like a
Yeah.
web guy, and like
Okay.
when things started going like more app, and I just like was fine in real estate. So I kind of just like set it all aside. But then like vibe coding came out like, I don't know, what, a year ago, I
Yeah.
guess, like a year and a bit ago. So I feel like I'm kind of like back in that world. It's definitely like more accessible now, as like you're building skills for like Claude or Openclaw or
Well,
Codex or whatever, and you can do it on Codex or
right.
whatever your favorite like coding
Languages.
tool
Yeah.
is. Yeah, like and yeah, and so I mean, anybody can do it, right? Like, it's not to say that I have like some sort of unique cool skill set by being capable of doing that, but I find myself a lot more involved with product and engineering now than I was even a year ago.
Okay. So that leads me to the topic at hand. Is I have been following you for, I think, a year and a half now. You caught me through your real estate insights on the market, which
Yeah.
when I reached out originally, I want to talk to you about what your thoughts were on the overall arc of the real estate market in Canada.
Hmm.
That was like my first theme, because I was like, this guy clearly knows more than me. He watches the economy more than I do. I can learn a few things from him. But then, beginning of the year, you started talking about Openclaw,
Hmm.
and I'm fascinated as to what Openclaw is and what it can do to help a real estate person grow their business. So I guess the best place to start is like, what is Openclaw, and how did you find it and come across it?
Yeah, good question. So I guess because I'm at an AI company, like, and I've been sort of like involved in the AI conversation on places like Twitter. That's how I came across it early. I would say like I was the I was definitely the first person in the real estate industry to be using this tool.
Yeah,
Um,
I remember you uploaded, I think, a photo of it, I
yeah,
think, on your Twitter or on your X account, and I was like, what is he?
yeah,
Anyway, so you were one of the first people to get this thing.
yeah, and basically like it's like I'm gonna go all the way to the beginning. Okay, so
By all means.
you've got like just because like I know like the average listener is gonna hear like agentic AI and like not know what we're talking about. So you've
Yeah.
got like a couple of layers. Okay, so you've got your LLM, like, which is like ChatGPT basically.
Yep.
You can talk to it, you can ask it questions. It's basically like Google that communicates with you and has maybe more knowledge, and it's more instant, and you don't have to go find the thing yourself.
Yeah.
That's like probably how most people use it.
Yeah.
Um, and then you've got on top of that, you've got like sort of layer one agentic AI. So like it has maybe hands, right? Like it can do
Okay.
things. People have probably done this in ChatGPT now. You can see it like go and open a browser window and do things and whatever. And like that was a year ago, and that was really cool when it first started. And then on top of that, you sort of got other iterations of like Claude Cowork or Claude in Chrome, where it can use something like Playwright, which is like a Microsoft tool that allows it to like control within a browser,
Yep.
and you can have a browser window open, or ask Claude to pull up its own browser window and log into your
Your email
MLS
account.
and go into my email and clean my emails, or
Right.
go into my MLS and input this listing. Like, it can do those things.
Right.
But the challenge with that is that you have to be there to do it. And,
Okay.
so like you have to be sitting there asking it to do the task, and
Right.
then it'll do the task. And like for like a 1 hour, if you're like at a desk and you're giving it a 1 hour task, and then it comes back and you give it another 1 hour task or whatever, for people who are at the desk all day, it's fine. But I think like the thing that it was always missing was like the ability to remotely communicate with Claude Code or Claude
Right.
Cowork that could do that. And that really is like what Openclaw does, among a lot of other things. But it basically becomes like a text messageable assistant.
Okay.
Which, like, if I'm a realtor, the easiest way to think of it is like I'm a field worker, right? Like, or I should be if I'm doing my job properly. I should be spending a lot of time out in the field, showing
Showing houses,
properties,
taking listing appointments. Yeah.
right,
Open houses, yada, yada, yada.
yeah, and that makes it hard for me to be excellent at my job of working in the
Admin?
CRM. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Working in the CRM, doing paperwork, booking showings, putting listings in, whatever. In a lot of cases, agents will hire a VA, or if you have enough, a big enough team or a lucrative enough real estate business, you maybe hire a domestic administrator. Those are sort of like the next phases of a realtor's business. And this is like unanimously agreed upon as like the most important step that an agent takes from being like a self-employed individual to like a business owner, towards being a business owner.
The admin. Yeah.
Yeah. Eliminate admin, right? Don't do $10 an hour work.
Yeah.
So now, and I would say like it's not, and the reason the guy named it after a lobster is because like it doesn't have real hands, right? It doesn't have human hands, like opposable thumbs. It has claws, so it can do like some things, right?
Yeah.
Like, it can do, it's an imperfect. So the way that we really look at this at Valerie right now, and with our kind of Openclaw spinoff, which allowed us to package a lot of the technology that we've built at Valerie into something that's consumable as a SaaS or software as a service product for all agents, is it's a delivery channel for that. But for like pretty much everything we built. But like as it stands right now, you could divide like the job of realtoring into like thirds. So the top third is like stuff that only you as a realtor can do, either for legal reasons or for expertise reasons or regulatory or whatever. That's your top 30%. That's like the highest leverage jobs that you as a professional can do. And then below that, the second third is probably tasks that would still require a human to do them today, but don't require you as a real estate professional. So like filling out listing paperwork, sending signings, et cetera. And AI is definitely encroaching on that, by the way. So like, I think AI will get to 50% of that. Then the bottom third is what can be automated.
Right.
So, this is things like poking people in the CRM, or, setting up searches, follow up, cleaning your email inbox, booking showings, blah, blah, blah. Pretty much anything you can do with a computer screen that doesn't require voice. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And like, there's a lot of stuff that AI voice can do, but the hard part is like having the communication environment where AI voice both connects back with the like central Openclaw hub and actually has like the intelligence. So like, as an example, I can outbound an AI voice to go and call and book me like 50 showings. But if one of them comes back negative or canceled, or like, we actually would prefer this time on that phone call,
it's gonna fall through. It's just not there yet.
It can't like instantly come back to me while it's on the call, like the way an admin would, right?
Yeah.
And
sorry, Daniel, 2 p.m. on Saturday doesn't work. Can we do 1:30? Can we do 1? Okay.
Yeah. So there's like, that's a little bit of the breakage, and that's kind of like where your 30% exists. I think the automation will get to like 50%. Your VAs will become excellent, or admins will become excellent VAs, and they'll probably their work will shrink by a proportionate amount, and realtors' work will shrink by a proportionate amount. And so your 2 people at the top will end up becoming managers of like teams of agentic AIs.
Okay. That's kind of where you see those going.
I think it's like pretty clear that that's like where it'll go based on the way that other businesses that function similar to real estate are using these technologies now.
Okay. So what do you have Openclaw doing for you right now? Because I know you bought that. I know you bought it a few months ago. How have you been able to program it to help you in your real estate business?
So honestly, like we've basically done anything that can be done with a screen in the real estate business. Like you name something and I probably have figured out a way to do it. The question
Okay.
of like what can it do is like almost everything other than, things that require the physical world.
Okay.
What is economical to do is a different story, right? Or what is sensible to do, or what can you take the risk of it doing? Like a lot of people
Right.
talk about this as like, and honestly, like I think it's really a blessing to people in the space because like it came out and then I think a lot of people push back and they were like, oh, it's so insecure, and it's like it's not even like as insecure as like you having all of your personal information in your Facebook DMs or like Instagram DMs, right? Like it's
Yeah.
less insecure
Yeah.
than that.
If
It's
someone
insecure if you're
got
like
your phone. Yeah. Yeah.
right. Yeah. It's like if it's like less it's insecure if you're an idiot and like, I wouldn't give a VA like my banking
Right.
information or whatever, right? Like
Right.
if I'm not going to give it to someone on the other side of the world or even an admin sitting beside me in my office, I wouldn't give it to this. So
Okay.
yeah, it's insecure as a human or your Instagram inbox is.
Right.
Um, but I think fortunately that's kind of scared a lot of people away. Like a lot of people have criticized like what we're doing or like what Openclaw is doing and said, oh, it's like such a security risk. And it's like, sure, let's quote Mark Zuckerberg on this one. The biggest risk that you can take is not taking any risks at all.
Right.
And so for the people who have the boldness to trailblaze in a new technology, I think they'll be super well rewarded for it.
Okay.
But certain things, AI kind of hallucinates a bit more than you want it to, and that's where we're seeing risk, right? I'm not seeing it as like security risk. We're seeing it as like now I look stupid because I sent somebody 6 emails risk,
Yeah.
right?
Right. Okay. So
Yeah,
you're kind of seeing, okay, talk about emails there. When you say you automated something, have you automated all of your follow-ups in the CRM?
yeah,
Have you automated all of your, like, for example, if like we all, as realtors, we all have those monthly emails that go out of like, click here for a market appraisal or a
yeah,
market analysis. Is it doing your market analysis yet?
yeah. It does CMA. CMA is super easy to do. Like
Yeah.
that one, you could do that yourself. Like type into Codex. I mean, you can do anything that I'm going to mention
Yep.
on this call. Like you can literally go into Codex. I use ChatGPT like Codex 5.3. Right now,
Okay.
if you download it for Mac, you get like 2x the credit. So like I just do a ton of this stuff. So like that's actually meaningful.
Yep.
I don't know if that deal's still on, but it was for like a month. Um, it is the better coding platform as well.
Okay.
Like pretty unanimously.
Yep.
The so yeah, like I would just go into it and be like, build me a CMA skill for Claude, like for as a CLI or an MCP for within Codex or within Claude or within OpenClaw. They're all the same, right? Like if you build a skill.md file for X
You can
skill,
input it where you want,
yeah,
whatever tool you want to use.
exactly. It's literally just instructions on how to do a thing. Like that's
Right.
it, right? It would
Right.
be the
Right.
same as like a SOP that you would give to an administrative assistant.
Exactly. Okay. So you guys, here's a question because I saw a post maybe from you or from someone else in your talk feed on X of using OpenClaw. Have you been using it for social media content at all?
Like not really, no.
Okay. So
And
yeah,
the reason is just like I think that it's like it's so evident when you're talking to a robot on
yeah, it's still very
social
evident.
media.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for like even with like with our like and I've like we've built tons of like humanizer like language things and whatever, but it's never going to capture what I do. Most of the content I do is videos. It's like
Yep.
videos and chart images. Like so I use it incrementally for social media. So as an example, like um we got this thing. It's called getlate.dev. So I used to use Metricool. It's like a aggregator, so it allows you to post across like a bunch of different platforms at the same time. So I basically drag and drop an image, drag and drop a caption. It posts to like Instagram, Facebook,
Yep.
TikTok. I don't know what else. LinkedIn, Threads, whatever. Right.
Okay.
Getlate is like an API version of that. So now I can do that same function for a tenth of the cost by texting an image to I call it homie. His name used to be Clyde, for like short for Clydesdale. It was like
Yeah.
close to Claude, but Clydesdale because he's a workhorse. But now it's homie because that's what we're branding our SaaS product as.
Okay.
I can text him an image and say and a caption and say post this to X platforms.
Okay.
To be honest, it doesn't really. It's not like a time saving thing.
No.
Like that takes me as much time as it would to go and do it on Metricool.
Okay.
But I can do it when I'm at the gym. Like if I'm like on the treadmill and I come across a sick article and I take a screenshot and fire it off to it,
It can do that for you.
I can do
Right.
that. So it's just built that bridge between me being able to text message and do stuff, versus having to be at my computer to do it.
Right. Okay. Here's a question. Do you think what you're talking about with Openclaw and what you've been able to build at Valerie, is it just making administration easier for realtors in general and all that paper? No, like what where's the benefit of this for realtors, as I guess as a whole, of using Openclaw to help your business?
Yeah. Well, what I've found is that it has allowed me to do a lot of tasks that I otherwise wouldn't have. So, like, we run an events business with the Canadian Real Estate Investor Podcast, for like multiplexes across the country, and
Yep.
The primary way that we monetize those is through sponsorships. So, if I can get more sponsors, like that drives revenue. It's basically a direct injection to revenue. And I don't have time to go and like find
Call
the
or door
gatekeeper.
knock
Yeah, like
local businesses in Halifax, because I know you guys do one in Halifax too.
Yeah, not even like local, but like for our bigger events, like for our Vancouver multiplex event or like our full multiplex series, it's like, Home Depot or like CMHC sponsoring that one as an example, right? So how do I go find the gatekeeper, get their email address, blah, 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 send them an email, send them 50 follow-up emails because they're never going to read the first 3, right?
Yeah.
It's just like that's workhorse stuff that I just wouldn't be able to do. It does that for me.
Okay.
Sometimes it does too much, but it does it.
Define too much. What's an example of it doing too much?
Oh, I've just had like a handful of like when we were still tinkering and like figuring this stuff out, like we've cleared most of it, but like, and this is like the risk for a lot of people DIYing this stuff is like, I was okay like messing around, right? And everybody knows I'm doing this and they just kind of like laugh it off. But like, I've had people message me like, yo, I got like 4 of this email from you. It's like, okay, cool. Like that's not that was not my intention. Right.
Yeah,
so that would be, and it's actually funny because like had I used like Claude Opus 4.6 or something like that, it probably would have done, only one, because it's like very timid. I find that model like it's, but I use Minimax, which is like a Chinese open weight model. And it's just like a beast, man. It just like goes, right? So that's probably like, maybe it biases too much towards like action, right? And so it's trying to find the medium there.
Okay, you mentioned something there. What is the Mini Mac? Because I think I saw the picture of you buying the Mini Mac, which
so that's a Mac Mini. Like that, basically, I just use that to host my Openclaw. So like it's sitting on my desk right here. It has its own computer. So like I'll be like, if the screen's on, I'll be like, yo, fire up your browser and like do these things, and it'll do it, and I can watch it do it like beside me.
Okay, so when you say like, give me an example of what, like, fire up this browser and do these things. What things specifically? Like, is it just emails and text messages and setting appointments, or is it something a little more deeper in the business in that sense?
Like I clean my email inbox, go and do outbounding for sponsors. I don't know. There's like tons of different things, right? Yeah, there's lots of stuff that I can do.
It does at this moment. It sounds like it's more the mundane stuff that we as realtors don't enjoy doing.
That's what we're trying to eliminate, right? Like we want to eliminate, like if there's a task that you hate doing as a professional, then like you shouldn't be doing it. You should either be delegating it to somebody or automating it. And like, if you haven't read the 4-Hour Work Week or like E-Myth or like, any of those books and like started to say, okay, like how do I audit my business and what are the things I should be getting rid of? Then you need to do that ASAP. And then you need to create the list and figure out what can be done by a robot and what can be done by another human that you could hire.
Right. Is that the point? Is that the goal of Valerie, is to eliminate the stuff that you guys don't want to, stuff that realtors don't want to do? And using
I think
AI?
that would be like that's the easiest sell, right? Like, hey, do you want to do less work for more money? Like that's the easiest. Like that's a pretty good like sales proposition, right?
Right. When you're talking about AI as a whole, because you seem to be really in this world, you're using Openclaw now and your Mini Mac to kind of do all the, like we said, the mundane stuff that we as realtors don't want to do, getting sponsors for networking events and stuff like that. if you're really in this stuff, because I'm not, and I'm trying to learn from someone
Yeah.
like yourself, where do you see AI going over the next few years for real estate in general?
I
If you
mean,
had to guess, I know we
yeah.
can't predict.
I think you're just gonna see more of what we're doing. Like it'll start with like small adopters, like teams who are really far forward on this, and then, I mean, in like 5 years, like your Remaxes of the world will have this at like enterprise level. Like I always think of
Right.
Remax as like kind of the last line of defense because like they're this just super dinosaur. No
Yeah.
offense, but they and so like eventually you'll get to enterprise level, and like the brokerages who succeed in the future will know that they need
Offering
to
that.
they need to provide this stuff to their agents, right?
Right. So that's where you think it's going to get to, where now a brokerage
Yeah,
in
like
5 years will have you.
within years it'll be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like within a year, within, and then it's just like how big is the adoption?
Right. When you say how big is the adoption, what do you mean by that? Like, how far is a realtor willing to go to adopt this AI into their business to make sure their time is better spent doing money generating activities or whatever they're looking
Exactly.
for to
Yeah,
do?
yeah. It's eliminate the busy like crap admin work and focus on the better, more important jobs.
So, but here's a question: before you had OpenAI, before you had Openclaw doing all this for you, I'm sure at Valerie you guys have an admin or
Yeah,
had.
we do. Yeah, we do.
Okay, how are they finding this stuff? Because it does sound like you're replacing the admin's job. So I'm just curious what their response is to this as well.
Yeah. They like to me it's like if you're running your company properly, like everyone has like almost an infinite amount of work that they can do, right? Like
Right.
there's always something that they can take initiative on that's like the next step, and it allows them to move up the hierarchy because they've taken away a lot of the, like it's really just like a chain of like what's the least important task, and then like who's doing it, and then if that goes off of their plate, that frees up an hour of time to do something that's more important and more
Right.
important and more important, and then they start to encroach on the things that the agent is doing with their time, and then the agent can do more of the most important jobs.
Which is buying and selling, of course.
Yeah, I think, right? Like building relationships, getting leads, doing deals.
Yeah. Okay. So in that regard, that just seems to come off as the philosophy of what you guys are building now. Is you're kind of looking at all the ways you can to get rid of all this stuff that we hate to do, and AI seems to be the most efficient way to do this. Where
Basically, yeah. Yeah.
how hands on are you now with Openclaw? Like, do you, like, for instance, you said it's on your right, sitting next to you right now.
Yeah.
Are you watching it work right now as we're talking?
No, like I never really watch it, to be honest. I'll check like every now and then, or if like it's having if it gets stuck on something, like I'll open up the browser, and like I very rarely hit the mouse on that computer, to be honest with you. Like,
and but it's operating on its own.
yeah, so it has like regular scheduled jobs that it does constantly throughout the day.
Okay, so give me an example of what your regular, like, what do you have regularly scheduled for your AI tool to do?
So it like scrapes interest rates, scrapes rents on a regular basis. So like it always knows what the interest rate in the market is, built a database of that. It scrapes rents in the top 50 major markets in Canada, like from Kijiji, rentals.ca, Facebook Marketplace, blah, 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 realtor.ca. So it always knows what rents are because I use that to calculate yields on investments. So
Okay.
yeah, like that would be like two of the regularly scheduled ones. It's always scanning Statistics Canada's website, Bank of Canada's website, like a bunch of different websites for articles related to housing that I can create content about. And then it'll actually grab those and script me out a content and using like the master prompt that I already used to do that. Yeah. So like does that stuff.
Here's a question then. Just as an example, because I'm curious, because I'm trying to get more into content creating myself. So you have it right now to go source content, and it's scripting the content for you based off an article it read from somewhere. Or how much of that script are you reproducing, or are you going back in to correct the work, or you just is it so good now that you're like, okay, the content you just created, the article that you grabbed, I can just take your script, record myself, and put it out, or are you going back to edit a little bit to have your own little twang to it?
So the way that I do it, and like I do a little bit of both, like the way that you just said but I do it on the fly. And like I do like a lot, like 3 long form videos a week. I do like short form videos daily. So, I've tried to figure out like a system that makes it really easy for me to do that. And so like my master prompt basically puts it in a bullet. So like the bullet is sort of like the hook or like the main heading that I'm trying to like coach the AI to find when it's clipping it into a short.
Right.
And then I'll just like expand on the bullet point. So I don't like script it line by line because I find that that's like kind of disingenuous and it loses my voice a little bit. You know, some people could do that. Like if you don't have a voice yet, you'd be fine doing that. But I
you
just
have
do
your
it.
audience. You cultivate
Yeah, and like, yeah. And so Yeah, it's basically like a line, and then like I'll, so it's like, uh, here's the title, here's like a little bit of an intro, like kind of more scripted hook, so that it's really hitting like the salient points to get it like more viral. And then it's like 5 bullet points that I'll go through and kind of like read the bullet point and then just like riff off the top of my head
Right.
for 5 minutes or whatever, a minute,
Yeah,
and
you'll
then
get
go to the next bullet. And
right. You'll get the summary of the bullets. You already know you've been in this game long enough. You know what you're talking about. So now it's like,
yeah,
okay, that's the header. I know
yeah,
how to fit. I know how to answer this or summarize this a little bit better. And I'm
for sure.
recording live, so I can then. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Here's
Yeah,
Do you find it's getting? You mentioned a word there, virality, right? So
yeah.
when you're trying to when it's producing you content that you can reproduce or video record, are you finding with its help you're getting more and you're getting bigger in the virality aspect? You're catching a bigger audience, or is it you're still trying to figure that out with it?
I don't, I don't care that much about like being viral, to be honest, because I know it doesn't really drive results. Like to
Yep.
me, social media is a relationship building platform, not a marketing platform, like, or a lead generation platform. Like a lot of people think it's a lead gen platform, but it's actually not. So by the time somebody calls me from like Instagram or whatever, um, they already have decided they're going to work with me.
Yeah.
And that's because they've seen 50 videos. If they've only
Yep.
seen one and I have a good call to action and they get into my funnel, that lead's not worth a ton to me, right? Because like
Okay.
then I have to call them and build relationship and blah, blah, blah. If I can build the relationship through content at scale, if I can build the relationship with 1,000 people at a time, then I have 1,000 eventual deals that are actually going to convert, rather than like one, or even 1,000 leads that I still have to convert one by
Right.
one.
Right. Because even if it's still if it's a cold lead who's seen 3 videos on Instagram, the rule still applies if you need 8 to 12 touches to convert them into a sale.
Yeah, realistically,
Yeah.
yeah. So if they've
Yeah.
seen my face a ton, like a lot of people will come and meet me at like an event, or when we first meet on site as a client or whatever, and they're like, I feel like I know you, because they've seen me talking so much, and they've seen
Right.
my long form YouTube, and they've listened to my podcast, and they've heard my voice so much, and that is like, that's what it's about. So I don't
Right.
care. Like there are a lot of guys who are doing way better than me at getting the post with 1 million views or whatever.
Right.
I don't care. I actually don't care. I could care less if a post has 100 views. It's like, those are 100 people who in the platform selected that really want to see what I'm
Right.
doing. And you have to trust that these algorithms are actually multi-billion-dollar machines designed to make people keep looking at your stuff.
Right. So from your point of view, you're looking at it being like, okay, like my audience of 100 is my audience of 100.
Sorry, just one sec.
Yeah, take your time.
I just had to grab a baby here.
Yeah, I get it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
How old?
6 weeks.
Oh,
But
congratulations.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I do have like that level. I might have to jump here if she starts screaming. So I
Yeah, you're
apologize.
good.
I miscalculated on the calendar space here.
That's
But
okay. You're good, man. Don't if you gotta go, listen, I'll just invite you
yeah,
back for part 2.
yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah, I apologize. But yeah, I guess to answer that question, like I would say like my audience of 100 isn't like, I'm not trying necessarily to have an audience of 100, but if it was an audience of 100 people and they all saw my videos really intimately and really like built, and I was building trust with them, I would be fine with that, because that's like
Right.
100 clients, not
Right.
100 leads.
Right.
And what I found that's actually interesting is, by doing these videos that are maybe like a little more niche, a little less viral, a little less like sensational, my audience actually builds faster, because I'm doing more niche content. So like I'll get somebody to follow me because, I have like a bunch of followers on my YouTube, that because I talk about like land claims, right? Like indigenous land claims, or like,
I've followed a few things of your
yeah.
indigenous land claim.
Yeah. So I have like,
Okay.
and I know like reliably there's like a group of listeners who care about this stuff. And so, and like I built a tool for them so I can capture them as leads on the website. Or like population growth, right? So I talk a lot about population growth. I do like a monthly population growth video. Like that's another reliable niche silo. I can get subscribers. I know that they're going to get delivered that one piece of content that I do every single month. I don't really need to like, and I think a lot of people think about content as like going really narrow, when they should actually be going really, really deep, right?
If you gotta go, I got one last question.
I'm good. Yeah, no, she's not screaming yet, so I think we'll see. We'll see if she wants to be on the show here or not.
My last question, and I know you got to go, so I'll wrap this up here.
I think
So you
I'm
got to
okay, man. Honestly, as long as she's chill.
as
Like
long as
if
she's
she
chill.
screams, I'll jump. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool. I guess my next question will be because you've said at the beginning of this that you're not really interested, that you're not really doing too much selling anymore. You're passing along leads to people at the brokerage at Valerie.
Yeah.
When it comes to Openclaw handling all of the portions of your business that
Yeah.
you don't want to do to make your life a little easier, do you find yourself doing more sales for this or handing out more leads?
So my goal is to like as a lead generator for a real estate company
Yeah.
is to basically like generate leads and then make them as valuable as possible. So
Okay.
the minutia work that's being done is lead comes in. I can probably get her a bottle. Just give me, if you want to give me.
Take
You
your
might have to do
time.
some. You might have to do some post production, but just give me a
That's
sec.
fine. I can do it. I can get the AI to do it. We're good.
Okay, one sec.
Yeah, take your time.
All right.
You good?
Maybe bought us 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, okay. That's fine.
Yeah. So like my jobs are generating the lead.
Yep.
And then making the lead as valuable as possible for the agents who are going to work on the file.
Okay.
So I generate the lead on my platform, and then I use AI to basically activate the lead, have conversations with it, get it to the point where it's ready to get on a phone call with one of my agents.
Okay.
And now all of a sudden, when I'm charging 50/50 on split, because we charge 50/50 team split to our agents on the leads that we generate.
Yep.
On their own deals, they just pay our regular brokerage split. So we're kind of unique in that regard.
Yep.
They're a lot happier paying for that because it's a real deal. Like if I can give them a buyer consult or a listing appointment,
and they're pre-approved or the seller's primed to sell, and you're
exactly,
ready to go.
yeah,
It's not even. It's not a soft lead or a cold lead that you have to then do 8 to 12, 15 touches that you're paying 50% on. Do all the legwork to get it primed. Yeah. Then you're paying that 50%. You're giving them a lead that transacts.
Ideally, you're handing them basically like a client on a silver platter. And we even go as far as like through the conversations, like building personality portfolios for the leads and matching them with the best agent. Rather than just shipping them like through some sort of hierarchical system where they're going to end up with somebody random who might not actually be the best fit. And then, maybe the listing appointment or buyer consult goes very poorly and and then the deal dies then. We want to ensure success, right? That's how we make a lot of our money. Our biggest revenue line item is lead distribution. So the better we can get at it, the more revenue we can drive.
Okay. Here's a question. Just last thing, because I know you got to go soon. When you say,
I think I'm still okay right now.
Okay. When you say you've got leads coming in, you said there in a sentence, you used AI to chat with them. Yeah. How much of the AI is chatting with these people? Are you doing any touches or follows with these guys, or is just Openclaw giving them the emails, the information they're asking for, the text messages of follow-ups?
Like AI does like most of the, like if you consider like the first 10 exchanges that you would have with a lead, like, hey, thanks for signing up. Like, how can I help you? They tell you to F off, it unsubscribes automatically, et cetera. Like those shouldn't be like automatic tasks, or sorry, those shouldn't be manual tasks. So that getting it through like the small talk, discovery, like what are you looking for? Oh, I'm not going to buy for 6 months, or, I was just looking. Okay. Categorizes it as like as a colder lead. Like, we rank our leads cold, warm, hot. So most of the initial conversation, and we're not like disingenuous about it being an AI either, by the way. Like we tell it like, hey, this is the AI assistant. Like people know when they're signing up for Valerie, hey, this is the AI assistant from the Valerie website. Yeah. I'm here to help make this transaction as good as possible. And get you exactly what you need. If at any point you would just want to speak to a human being, because like think about bad AI, or like when you're calling like TD or Bell or whatever. What's the first thing you say, right? Speak to a human. Give me a human. So we want to avoid that and give people the out. Like if at any point you just respond with the word human, and a human will get tapped into the conversation. And as soon as and if somebody responds with that, then the CRM notifies the agent on the file. Yeah. And the lead is it hasn't moved up to warm yet, right? It's like still a cold lead, right? Yeah. But there are agents who get distributed cold leads because we do have a bit of a hierarchy. So like agents who don't convert or like whatever, are newer, don't have high KPIs yet. Yeah. They are getting those. Yeah.
At the end of the day, it is a sales business, and you're not going to give away hot leads to people who don't convert sales. That's just not how you run a good business.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. Okay. So essentially what you're saying is just with AI and the benefits of AI in a real estate business, summary, make your life a lot easier by giving away the mundane task, but also you're now taking away because the worst thing is when you get a cold lead and you have to do 1 to 12 touches somewhere in there
Right.
of, do you need a CR, do you want a CMA done? Do
Yeah.
you, hey,
Or
happy
just
new
like
year.
you have to poke somebody like 50 times to
Yeah.
get a response, right?
Yeah. Because the worst thing is sending that text again. We've all done it where we had like
Yeah, you see it in the
10
CRM, you're like,
texts.
oh, you're cringing, right? You're like, I would hate me if I was sending the message. AI doesn't
Right.
care.
Right. So you're giving the annoyance feeling that we get of our
Yeah.
follow up to the
Yeah.
AI because they're not going
Yeah.
to do anything. It's just
Yeah.
in their Poto to text this person again. Here's our
Right.
new follow. Touch 1 is, hi, how you doing? What do you think about anything about buying or selling a house? Touch
Yeah.
12, touch 10 is you figured out they have a house, they're not ready. They're not ready to make that move yet. Touch 10 is, hey, it's coming up to the spring market. This is January, the new year. Do you think you're making a move yet? Do you want a CMA done or a
Right.
market analysis done?
Yeah.
Touch 16 is you get to spring and you're like, here's your top 3 checklists of things to get your house ready for market.
Right.
All those things that we hate doing at 9 a.m. on a Tuesday.
Right. AI doesn't care.
That's what you're automating. You're not
Yeah.
automating the real estate experience. You're automating
No,
the
like
Monday.
as soon as it gets to a point where the person wants to have a call, like a real discussion and get into what we would call a closing environment,
Yep.
it's handed off to a human. The agent can elect to have AI continue their long-term follow-up. So as an example, I've done a buyer consult. I put them back into like, oh, this person actually said they're kind of concerned about the market. They think prices are going to fall another 5%. They're probably a buyer in 3 to 6 months. Let's make sure we at least, and so like as an example for buyers like that, like one of the things that we really do to show that we're doing our job as an agent is like weekly, we'll send them one property. Like we have them on the drip that they're getting from the MLS. I'm sure your MLS has that as well.
Yep.
But like, hey, this one property stood out to me as like potentially like worth looking at,
Okay. Okay. So that's kind of, you've also been able to automate your, it's interesting because you were using AI to even do your post touches a little more narrow.
Yeah. So we even do that like with client for life programs, or like, I don't know what you call them, but like a past client. So like if you have a seller, so past client program, right? Like we're to most realtors. So I think that it's like 80% of sellers don't use the agent that they bought their house with.
Yeah.
How do we eliminate that problem for agents? So you sell a house, at least in Ontario, I think it's a national document. We have FinTrack, so the person's birthday because you've seen their driver's license. Yep. So that goes into the file. The AI makes sure it sends them a happy birthday note, or you can do an upsell. We send them a birthday card from Postable. It's just like a mailing service. Birthday cards go a super long way. Like my mom's like a classic like boomer agent, and like birthday and Christmas cards is like how she does her business. Honestly, man, it was crazy.
I used to door knock, as I'm sure everyone is when they're starting out their career. I once had a guy tell me he was always going to use his realtor for life because they bought him a pumpkin every year for Halloween.
Right.
Just a pumpkin.
So it's funny. I'm a big door knocking guy too. And I had an agent who first door he ever knocked on, old Italian guy. And he was like, I'm never selling this house. I'm going to die here, blah, blah, blah. And he was like nice, but kind of a dick. And one of the things that I used to do when I was door knocking, and I've always taught my agents to do this, is like, if you have a conversation with somebody and they're not a complete asshole, send them a thank you card. Like, hey, thanks for being nice to me. Honestly, like my job of being a realtor and knocking on doors is hard, as I'm sure you can tell. Like, I just want to say thanks. It made my day, and I want you to have a coffee on me. And we would go and negotiate like a corporate account with all of the coffee, like local coffee shop. And then if somebody went and got it, we would just get billed at the end of the month. And so we sent this guy a card, and he calls us like day after he gets the card. Actually, I think the guy just hand dropped it because he lived on the street. He was just farming his area. And the guy was like, I'm so impressed that you would do that. That's so crazy. I actually am planning to list my house, and I've already got a house that I want to buy in this other market. And I want you to represent me on both deals. That was such a nice touch. So anyway, man, just like an example of like, just these little dumb things like that, a thank you card, because like that guy was doing a deal with somebody else.
Yep.
The thank you card made that agent $30,000.
So, okay. I love that story because I am not the I said off air before we even got on this call. I'm not great at computer stuff. I'm
Yeah.
learning and trying to do it. I'm still scratching my head, but like that stuff, like the handwritten cards, the
Right.
personal touches. Like for instance, when I did door knocking, I had 3 touches we would do. I would do after I got rejected.
Yeah.
Even if I had a great conversation with someone, I would handwrite them a card. It wouldn't be printed.
Yeah.
I'd handwrite it, drop it off, and then the next day I drop another card asking them, giving them a coffee. Same thing as
Yeah.
you. And like
Yeah.
but the next time you go around, because I had a 1,000 door market that I would canvas. I do 30 to 50 doors a day for 3 months. And that was my area. And every time I stopped to see someone that got the second card with the coffee, they always invited me in. Every
Right.
time. I
Yeah.
always got on the door, and they'd sit me down on their couch, and we just catch up. It got to the point where you were door knocking the neighborhood, and you'd be like, "Oh my god, Jason, come on, come in.
Right.
We're looking forward to your rounds again." It's like, oh, like that's AI. You don't think AI is going to touch that, do you? Like that,
Well, it can't touch, like, that's the thing, it can't, right? It can't take those relationships. It can help you
right?
build them. Like, it can do the 3 touches that you mentioned that
Right?
are necessary for you to become the local all-star that's going to the neighborhood barbecues and playing road hockey with the kids, right? Like,
Right?
because it can, like, if you're farming a 1,000 unit area, it's work, right? Like, after every
Yep.
time I would go door knocking, it was several hours worth of work for me to handwrite the cards and put the thing in it and whatever. Um, if it can do that for you, it allows you to do more doors because you're not spending, that's an hour less that you don't have to go do cards.
Right. Right. I'm uh I'm gonna call time. I've been in your situation. I got an 18-month-old at home. I
Do
get
you?
it.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I
Yeah,
actually
this is
kicked.
my third kid, so I'm like,
Oh,
yeah, like when you're I'm like too casual about it because like we have
yeah.
other kids, so I'm like, oh, like, yeah, whatever. It's like, and anyway, I
My
think we're good, but
my day home shut down today, so she's home today, and I
yeah,
literally and my wife's a realtor, so I was like, "Hey, guess what you're doing at 1:50 p.m.? She's going to the playground. Like,
yeah,
I need you guys out. I can't have her screaming daddy somewhere in this house at me."
yeah, fair, fair. And of course, I'm the guy who does it. That's
Oh,
fine.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. That's what it should be. But me, I kicked her out because she's now talking and
Yeah,
loud.
fair.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I get that. We have a 2.5-year-old, and like as soon as he comes home, it's like no recording is happening
No,
because even if he's
no.
not near the office, is you still hearing everything. It's like
Oh
toys
yeah.
being thrown around or yelling about something or whatever. So, but
So
man,
okay.
it's funny. I think it's like a good, like, relevant piece of the puzzle because like the reason that getting rid of a lot of the busy work is so important to me is because like I work from home and I love spending time with the kids as like, and I try and integrate that like work life balance and work life harmony so much into my life. And the more that you can get rid of the administrative crap, the more likely you're going to be able to do that. Maybe
I
maybe
think
not maybe not recordings while you're trying to feed a baby, but AI
yeah.
hasn't figured that one out yet. But
I think that's like you were like last thing I'll let you go. You were scaring the hell out of me like a month ago. Like
right,
with all this Openclaw stuff, I was like, he's gonna replace me. This guy's gonna put me out of my job.
yeah,
It's nice to talk to you and get a feel for it because now I'm like, okay, now I'm already thinking of the stuff I want to get rid of. Where I'm like, okay, that can go, that can go, that can go. But it's nice to know because like
yeah,
I like people. I
yeah,
enjoy people. I love
yeah,
working with people. It's nice to know that like, okay, like the stuff that I enjoy of like having experience with people and helping them
yeah,
transact, this stuff will just help my life be a lot easier. And it's nice
100%,
to know that
man.
for you, someone who is clearly AI centric in your real estate business, like you feel the same way that I do, where you're like, I just want to focus on the good stuff that I enjoy doing, which is helping people.
I think like it's just as much an opportunity as it is a threat, right? So
Right.
for people who sorry, one sec.
That's okay. I can AI her out. No, I'm
Yeah.
joking.
You totally can though. That's the best part. That's why I just like stop talking. It's like I won't talk while there's background noise. Are you gonna work with me here? Maybe not.
Listen, man, it's okay. I'll
Okay.
let you go. She's
Yeah, I
getting
appreciate
fussy.
it. Well, let's do this. Let's do this again because I owe you an extra half hour undisturbed. And I'd love to have the I'd love to continue the conversation because I think you're a great host and I mean I think like I want to continue having this discussion with you. So whenever you get the chance, like let's just book in again and we'll
Yeah.
finish the episode ideally or
I
do
would love
do
to
a
do a
second.
part two, and
Okay.
I want this segment further. All right,
Yeah.
Daniel, I really appreciate it. Get that baby down.
Yeah. Thanks, brother.
All
Take care,
right,
man.
thank you, sir.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. You can find our contact information in the show notes. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks again. Bye.